Greetings fellow Decepticons, Blaster1987 here, concluding my TFNation 2019 haul with Cybertron Class Optimus Prime. Unfortunately this is another reshoot of a lost video. Now before I begin, I'd like to shout out my friend James for purchasing this figure for me. He doesn't actually have much content on his own video aside from a liked playlist of videos he's put the thumbs up symbol on from other people's videos, but regardless, thanks again James for getting this figure. I'm sorry it took 2 reshoots to get it done properly in the review process, but here we go. As you can see, Optimus Prime here turns into a futuristic Cybertronian/Earth hybrid fire truck with massive cannons on the back instead of a ladder. For size comparison, here he is with the cab sections of Energon and Armada Optimus Prime. The other 2 Unicron Trilogy Primes. As you can see, Armada and Energon back to back are just slightly longer than Cybertron Optimus Prime's full vehicle mode. All 3 Unicron Trilogy Primes together here. Leave those off to one side for now, and I'll come back to them in robot mode comparison. So, for features in this mode, the cannons can move outwards on ratcheted joints, and also move up and down on ratchets. The end of this cannon can come off to become Prime's handgun, and it's also got a missile launcher mechanism. Sadly, the copy that James bought for me at TFNation didn't have any missiles available, but don't worry, I'll get those eventually. It also didn't come with a Cyber key, so I've had to borrow Universe 2 Vector Prime Cyber key for this review. Apologies in advance. So, slotting it into one cannon will make the missile launcher's secondary barrels pop out. Again, a lot less effective without the actual missiles, but never mind, moving on. Popping it in the other cannon will make it open up, and now it's ready to fire. Use this blue button here just under the key to cause a few lights and sounds and a bright red LED in the barrel. My apologies to anyone listening to this review over headphones from that sound effect. So, before transformation to robot mode, Prime also has an intermediary flight mode. So, to begin, open up these panels. Try not to disengage them from the rest of the vehicle. Then rotate the panels forward so that the cannons are facing this way. Then rotate the cannons all the way forward so that they're facing the right way. And reconnect to the rest of the figure. Bear with me. And here we have Prime in flight mode. Even bigger than ever before. Not the most stable or effective secondary vehicle mode Optimus has ever used, but never mind. To transform to robot mode, remove this whole section here. And these pieces, and put those off to one side for the time being. Now to focus on the core robot. For size comparison again, Armada and Energon Optimus Prime. For size comparison, so to transform to robot mode, first use the spring-loaded hinges here to double hinge the rear assemblies back, noting that these wheels here have a bit of spring-loaded suspension to them. Next, straighten out the legs like so. fold in these windows to become a new chest plate. Fold the waist piece down, split the legs, then slide the knees outwards like so. Split the cab and bring the halves forward to become the shoulders. Bring down the forearms and up the shoulder pads. Rotate like so, so that the arms are facing correctly. Like so. Finally, use this black lever at the back to bring up the head. And here we have Optimus Prime in robot mode. Now, for articulation, the head is on a swivel but is slightly restricted by the mouth plate gimmick you'll see in super mode in a moment. Universal ratcheted shoulders, slightly restricted by these panels here from the cab halves. Swivel above the elbow, 90 degrees both ways, elbow bend for transformation. The fingers open for super mode and savage claw mode and other such weapon wielding uses. Nothing at the waist due to transformation, although where these wheels at the front here are on rubbery flaps that allow you to move them slightly out the way for the hip movement. Forward and back hips with a bit of restriction from this waist piece, which can move forward if you need it to. Thigh swivel, deep ratcheted elbow bend and knee bend, nothing of the feet due to transformation, and that's about it for the articulation. So, for size comparison, and here we have Cybertron leader Optimus Prime with his Armada and Energon counterparts from earlier in the Unicron trilogy. I've already reviewed these two figures, so you'll have to check out my previous reviews for those. Armada Optimus was also a TFNation purchase, by the way, for those who haven't seen the review on him yet, which you should. Put these two off to one side. Now to transform Optimus Prime into his super mode. Disengage these pieces here, bring them back and snap them forward to become new feet, like so. Bringing the standard feet down to lock them into position. Then split this piece in half and fold these weapons in, connecting them to the back of Optimus Prime's legs like so. Be sure that you've got these the right way round so that the weapons from vehicle mode can now become knee missiles, which Optimus often used in the Cybertron cartoon series. Next, take the wing pack and cannons, reorient things so that these black strap things are facing forward. Open up the straps, rotate these so that the cannons are underslung. Move Prime's arms outwards out of the way. And bring in the wing pack. There's a couple of sliding rails at the bottom of the torso here to help guide the shoulder pads into place. A little bit tricky to do this from behind, so bear with me. Slide it in, reattach these over the shoulders to clip it in position. Correct the positioning of the wings of the cannons. And finally, whoops. Use a long fingernail to get into the back of Prime's helmet to lift up the mouthplate lever. Then flip these earpieces out. And here we have Optimus Prime in super mode. This cannon here can be removed and placed in his hand as a handheld gun as well. So open up the fingers. Put this tab into the slot in the palm of the hand. Like so. And close the fingers around the handle. Since I've already demonstrated the Cyber Key gimmick on the cannons in vehicle mode, I won't bother repeating the same here. For size comparison again, here is Super Cybertron Optimus with his standard armor and energon counterparts. Same part of the franchise, different variations. So that concludes my Cybertron Optimus Prime review. I've already reviewed the Cybertron Leo Breaker mold as Nemesis Breaker previously, so you'll have to check out that review for the Savage Claw mode configuration. My next review will be on Cybertron Wing Saber and the Sonic Wing mode configuration. Until then, till all are one.